Okay. Oh, okay. Josh. That's me. What's that? No. Hey. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. This girl is Sayori, my neighborhood and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha ha! I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Eh? You say that like you're thinking about ignoring me. That's me, Josh. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me, after all. I guess you didn't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Eehee. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Josh, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already. I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Hey, that's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content with just getting on with the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I was worried you won't learn how to socialize and have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a net in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Trust me, right? You make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise that you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. Guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello, Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait out for me if it's just going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori, yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is granted to be even less. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Hee. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's just cunning as to have a planned it all out. I let a long sigh. Oh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. I thought it'd say yay. Whatever. And thus, today marked the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. Told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori is always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Josh, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club, it's full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want it to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can't just ignore her. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who is comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah well, it's nice to meet both of you. Sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Josh. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we're in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come on, sit down, Josh. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. And how about I make some tea as well? Girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner room, where Natsuki grabs the wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look a little like little cats. The whiskers are drawn on with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. I had no idea you were this good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. Sayori takes her mouthful and already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. It's really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this somewhere before. Made them for you or anything. Hey, I thought you technically did, so I already said, well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy. Alright, alright. There's a lot of reading. Considering no one's here yet, but... I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Hee. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be the pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Taco, stop. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed to really happy here, so that's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicly and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when that something doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like festivals that much more important. 1 second. Okay, I'm confident that we all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. She gets deep voice. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted with the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with the level of enthusiasm about literature. So Josh, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I really don't have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The levels of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Fucking hell. This is gonna be a long one. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up. She finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it? Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Good, because this is supposed to be a horror game. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and give it back. Fine. Hee. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori settles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Hey, well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe. If you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri quizzically look at Monika. Let's go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them to each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all a little more comfortable with each other, strengthen the bond of our clubs. Isn't that right, Josh? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Sayori had me convinced to stop by. I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejecting eyes. But I'm sorry. Toko, are you kidding me? Stop knocking shit over. Go away. I'm sorry, I thought. Josh. You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, all the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks at me once more. Josh, I'll look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Hee. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Josh, since we're already here, you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the classroom and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day of school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will come find me. Can't be good. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay. Oh. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Cat. Vivid. Sticky. Anime. Lollipop. Oh, poop. Awesome. Kawaii. Massacre. Inferno. Daydream. Wrath. Sucks. Skirt. Are we on this clothing one? No. Graveyard. Ooh, horror. It's a horror game. I think we have to go with the Doki Doki. So that's the name of the game. Marshmallow. No. Yes. So we're just going with the first one we want. Uncanny. I got a trophy. Poetry slam. Poof. So is it just going to be those words just all together? Guess we'll see. Hi again, Josh. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everybody else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Josh. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into a literature club when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too? I don't know if you plan to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops her back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Josh always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is messy. It's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Fucking hell. Is that so? Hee hee. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Josh become good friends too? Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today. You know. Wait, Sayori? Eh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's nothing really. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Hey, I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it to be. Alright, well here. Yuri reaches in her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read that should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging in a closet. I hear Natsuki utter an exacerbated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of the things you can't admit you're really into until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyways? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga beside a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hands. She turns to a box of manga, slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. Probably means it's either way out of my demographic or simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Josh. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right in my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Wait. Chick one. Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my hand and pulls me out of the closet. She then she takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs won't work. Can't read at the same time like that. Taco, get out of the front of the TV. Hey, what's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Tsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space before she hopes I won't notice. While I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin the reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing has really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. Looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. Kind of grew out of these things, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make it up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot? Aww. Well, obviously, you think I would enjoy something that didn't have plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guy at the ice cream shop, but that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories, and when some of the romance starts to happen, that's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts. Is that so? Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hee. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Wah. Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't yet seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems to be about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit to something. Yeah. Why does it matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. It just happens to get into baking around the same time as I got into manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that's that impersonable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun just sharing something you like with somebody else. I always get excited when I'm convincing my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? You don't share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Did your eyes just move, or was I just chirping there? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitate towards the other losers over time. It's probably harder for someone like you. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica kept was kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So... ha 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 ha. Jeez, that's enough. Are you going to keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. Hee 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 hee. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her fingers on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast from her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words, but the feeling you get when you're connecting with someone like that... I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Okay, it's hard to express the feeling you get when connecting to someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone, hey? Are you all ready for today's poems? Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though, you do look pretty cozy over there. Hee hee hee. Eh? Ah! Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, I guess I'll stop here for now. Close the book and hand it to Natsuki. You're just gonna give it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but... Monica just said... Don't be dumb, just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I said that mostly because I didn't really plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow? I'm only part way through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. One volume of the manga doesn't take a long time to read. Maybe an hour if you're really slow. Oh well. Oh well. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up, I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, Did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I couldn't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Her. Because we've been talking to her. I told him interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair I'd share mine with her first. Exactly. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like here. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poems. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Eh? Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, I remember how I said I wanted to read your poems. That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable sharing yours, like Monica said. Ooh, well, I could be more comfortable sharing my poems if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me a dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Irk. Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. Ooh, you don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go and announcing it to the world that you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure it out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. That's about it. Yeah. Told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems? For people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less vivid. Yes, exactly. Go away, we're doing a stream. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand, but the other nice things about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. I like to set it up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it all fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feelings in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who should I show? Her. He stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading it. Oh, sorry. Forgot to start speaking. What? I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that might be after reading through it. Wow. Is it so bad? No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that in several minutes we haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Alright, it's just that there were specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the styles and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Holy fuck, that's a lot of reading. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. You mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, and as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber globe bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calms breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The lights flicker. I flicker back. Okay. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Kind of. Some of the words were weird. What? I wasn't thinking about that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting was very pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something that was more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Huh? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Josh. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Fuck you. Hi, Gracie. But remember that poets often express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolic, but it goes, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot of solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's very impressive. It's nothing really. Well, makes me happy that you think of that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Now we're gonna go with Monica. Sayori can be last. Hi Josh. Having a good time so far? I'd say it's a lot of reading. Like, I'm gonna have no voice, I feel like, by the end of this. Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or something we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, keep it in mind. Taco! Don't be a brat. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha 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 ha. Don't worry, Josh. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Josh. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expect. Okay. Hee hee hee. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. No, no. Oh, no, no, no. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. She's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. Ha ha ha, if you say so. Yep. There's a lot of poems or stories out there that are no more than a few simple words. They can be funny, endearing, or even sad, and sometimes only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. Could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new taco. Get away from the TV. New things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Hee 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 ha 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 ha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. It doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh, this one, it's a long one. Hole in the wall. It wouldn't have been me. See the direction of the sparkle protrudes. A nosy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. It's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. That sounded super meaningful. Don't get it though. So what do you think? Oh, it's very freeform, if that's what you'd call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to be asked about feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on taco. Get away from the TV. On the timing between words and lines. Well, performing out loud, it can be really powerful. What's the inspiration behind this one? I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So if you move your hand and go with the flow, that's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Well, now we only have one choice. You don't have to ask at this point. This is a good poem, Josh. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who wouldn't be writing poems in the spare time? I guess you're right. That's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Josh. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori is full of pictures, sees the full picture of my motivation here. Then again, I can't deny she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much it means to her and all. Yeah. Fuck me. I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! You know, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Hee hee hee. Well, we'll see about that. Dear Sunshine. Music changed there a lot. The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kiss my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub my sleepy eye, the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away the rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I would sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Breakfast would be good. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until the morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit. It's a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least it makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. Still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. Just came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late for school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Hee hee hee. This is so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. Next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem. I guess I should look for it. I guess I'll look forward to it. Phew. We're gonna have to write another one. When's the horror begin in this? Like, almost an hour in of reading. No horror yet. Okay. Phew. Guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. So that was a little bit more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. Oh, excuse me. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their representative poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Monica's... oh, fuck. Too many burps. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What is with this language? Eh? Did you say something? It's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try hard to come up with something to say nice? Thanks. But it really doesn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. These two do not get along. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Josh did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. Don't expect to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Josh liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Tsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress a new member here. Fuck. It's not what I... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Josh appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everything okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magnetically grew a size bigger as soon as Josh started showing up. What? Tsuki. Not Tsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. Josh, she's trying to make me look bad. It's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself, learn to appreciate the simple writing is more effective, then this would have happened. This wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Josh. Wait. There's a reason I have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary, limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Josh? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. So, of course, that's going to be... She shows me manga. You're really talented. Well, Tsuki has a point. I think that... I whack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with a few words can be just as impressive as well. So his imagination and Tsuki's poems did a really good job at that. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Shows how much you know. That's not Tsuki. I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. Tsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a really personal thing, and sharing it is definitely hard. Looks like we all learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. Glance over my shoulder, Sayori nodding vigorously. Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that, barely audible. Yuri looks at me dejectedly, with a face that I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, Josh. She can't do sheesh. Point it. Yeah. Tsuki takes a breath. The thing about Tsuki glances around them. But everyone stopped staring at me. Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with this than she boasted. Saori and Monica look away. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with everyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Saori. I'll go make some tea. She's just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciates it, Saori. I pat Saori on the shoulder. Well, now that we're past that, everyone's read each other's poems, right? I hope that it was worthwhile for everyone, especially you, Josh. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from lazing around we got a little too used to. What is that? No. Ha. So my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere. No, not at all. Not at all. There's still time before we can go home, so we'll all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the club room, so maybe you'll take a chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monica. Hey, but what? That's not the most important thing of the literature club. Most important thing is having fun. Ah, of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Saori. He. In the end, though, Monica's right. Being in a literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, everyone, it's about time for us to leave. How do you all feel about sharing poems? It's a lot of fun. Well, I didn't say it was worth it. It's alright, well, mostly. Josh, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with each other. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and maybe learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, did I learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes? With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing the ones I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. Josh, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Hehehe. Saori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Saori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Saori, about what happened earlier. Huh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. It's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Josh, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think everyone really likes you too. That's he. Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. Looks like Saori still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, I'll just have to see what the future holds, Saori. I pat Saori on the shoulder. I said that with more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Saori as an internal monologue sometimes. Fucking hell. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. We're still just gonna go the same way. Games here. Anxious, lucky, adventure, shame, love, vivid. Games. Malleable, capable, hopeless, fickle. Bubbles, pure, lust, infernal, heaven sent. Bubbles? Poof, raindrops, disowned sting, clumsy, fantasy, sweet, desire, ocean socks. Is it all the same words again? Puppy. Nibble. Lazy. Oop. Anime. Yeah, it just keeps going the same words. Is that just what you're supposed to do? Melancholy. Dazzle. Awesome. Kitty. Peaceful. Milk. Ring button. Summer. Daydream? I think a lot of these are the same words I'm using again. Swimsuit. Parfait. Oh, that... It's like, why did I want... Because of the fucking mango. Didn't even think about that. Fuck. Melody. Why Papa? That's... Email? I don't know. When does the horror element come into this game? Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Oh, hi Josh. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. Hee hee hee. I'm just still not used to you being in the club yet, that's all. I see. It's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks, eh? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why is that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles the latch and opens. She turns it upside down and lets its contents spill out onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money to buy it in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry, or you wanted an excuse to take a walk. Or you planned on conveniently forgetting that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. So that only leaves one option. Wah. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Ha ha ha. Yuri suddenly giggles. Hey? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in the book, as always. Ah. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri. Tell Josh to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved with something like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is a fair enough retribution. Ah, I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's fun inside of you. Oh, excuse me. There's no way you could think that. You're right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the retribution. That still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Ehehe. Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Hehehe. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Flop. Yeah. Ow. What was... A cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands in her mouth. I bit my tongue. Hee. He's going through a lot just over one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still really happy that you shared this one with me. Hee. Sayori gets out of her seat to go behind Natsuki, wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey, did you seriously just do that? Ooh. Mouthful, Sayori trots away safely. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori... Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the classroom. Where's Monika anyways? Good question. Are we gonna get to something? Have any of you heard anything about her late today? Not me? Yeah, I haven't heard either. That's a bit unusual. Hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something today. She's pretty popular after all. Eh? You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably most desirable. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. Didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monika chooses the club over her boyfriend after all. So you're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monika quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyways? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of lost track of time. Well, that makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monika. Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay. That sounds cool. I also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Josh. Monika smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining about her anyway. Looks like everyone's already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back in her book, and Natsuki is has disappeared into the closet. It's not long before Natsuki comes up to me expectantly. Yeah, don't worry, I kept my promise. Pull the full volume of Parfait Girls out of my bag. Natsuki takes it from my hands, then quickly turns it over, presumably to check the wrinkles. Hey, I'm not that careless. I handle manga all the time, you know. I just wanted to make sure. Can you blame me for being paranoid? I don't give people my manga every day, you know. That's true. I don't blame you. Well, anyway, let me put this one back. I'm gonna get the next one, okay? Natsuki... fucking hell. Running out of ability to read, apparently, Natsuki makes her way to the closet. I follow. So you're gonna tell me everything you thought, right? Where did the volume leave off again? I forgot. The chapter ended where Minori and Alice found Monica. Natsuki's voice resonates out from inside the closet. Eh? Peer inside. All of Natsuki's books are lined up on the top shelf. Did you move my manga again? Sorry. The teacher got mad at me for taking up so much space in her closet, so I had to move some stuff around and clean up a little. It's all still there, it's just had to organize it a bit. Top shelf is far above Natsuki's head. She makes a full pop, trying to figure out how to reach her manga. Geez, so inconvenient. I'm moving them all back down. There's plenty of room on these shelves, and besides, they're really pretty to look at when they're all lined up. Why would you waste that on the top shelf? Natsuki. There's a stool on the wall there. In the closet, there's a collapsible stool that's hanging on the wall. If you want, I can reach up there and hand them to you. I can get them myself. Natsuki grabs the stool from the wall and unfolds it. You think I'm too short or something? I mean, I knew it. Well, you know what? Just watch me. Natsuki hops on the stool, which ends up being a little wobbly because of its collapsible design. Careful. I know what I'm doing. Standing on the stool, Natsuki's fingertips reach the top shelf. The stool would be enough for me to easily grab the books, but Natsuki is being stubborn as usual. I just wanted to get to one part where it shows what the fuck is going on. For it to be a horror game. Natsuki uses her fingers to scoot one of the smaller books to the edge of the shelf. See? Kya. The box suddenly tips. Natsuki barely catches it before it falls on the floor. The stool wobbles. Wah! Losing balance, Natsuki hops off the stool. Thankfully, she was able to stay on her feet. She holds the box triumphantly. There. Having almost fell, Natsuki is a bit shaken up. Jeez. No need to prove yourself to me. There's no way you'll be able to get the bigger boxes like that. I can reach them, just... I said I can do it. I don't want your help, okay? I'm gonna get a chair, so just hang on. Natsuki forces herself past me out of the closet. Let's see. The classroom chairs have desks attached to them, so they're too inconvenient to fit into the closet. Aha! Natsuki trots over to the teacher's desk, which has a computer chair behind it. She rolls it on its wheels back to the closet. Aha! It's a little dangerous since the chair swivels and rolls, but I've already learned my lesson, so I'll keep my mouth shut. Oof. Natsuki climbs into the chair, then slowly balances onto her feet. Since she refuses my help, I take a seat with my back against the side of the doorway and simply watch. Ah, there we go. See, I can easily do it now. What's with that face? She looks terrified. Natsuki grabs a stack of manga and bends down to put it on the shelf below. Whoa. The chair swivels. Natsuki catches herself on the shelf. What are you doing? Can you at least hold the chair steady instead of sitting there doing nothing? Who was it that told me not to help? Yeah, I got you. I hold the chair while Natsuki reaches back up. I can almost see up her skirt. Good. I forced myself to turn away. Natsuki seriously didn't think this through. When she realizes I'm dead. Up. Natsuki wraps her arms around the Parfait Girl's box set, easily the largest one of the shelf. Ugh, heavy. Hey Josh, I don't think I can bend down without falling. Hurry up and take this one. Eh? Then I have to let go of the chair. That's fine. Just for a second. Hurry up. Alright. Just let me stand up. Slowly release my grip of the chair. What do you mean, stand up? Natsuki looks down at me. Why are you all the way back? Natsuki looks like she just realized something, but she'll lose her balance if she moves. Natsuki, the box. What are you looking at? You're trying to look at my... Natsuki's legs shake. I'm not. I was just... Natsuki, don't try to move. Just give me the box. You perv. You set me up. Go away. Get out. But I'll do it myself. Chair suddenly swivels beneath Natsuki's feet. Natsuki! Kya! The scene turns into chaos in a split second. The chair flies from under Natsuki's feet. Frantically, I try to catch her. The box topples out of her hands and the books go flying. I got you. Crash. Full force of Natsuki's body against me throws me to the ground. A whole bunch of books pelt into my face. Natsuki tries to shield herself with her own arms as her face lands straight on my chest. Ugh. My right arm and my back seriously felt the impact. Oof. Slowly, Natsuki comes to her senses. Gek. She presses her arms straight into me and props herself up. Hey. Natsuki seems to realize it's not the floor she's beneath. It's beneath her. Gross. Gross. Yuck. This pounds into my chest. Natsuki then hoists herself to her feet. What were you thinking, you sicko? Everything okay over here? I heard a loud noise. Monica suddenly peers in. Monica, see what happens when you put the manga on the top shelf. You trying to kill your club members or something? Jeez. Sorry. Ha ha ha. And one more thing. It seems that our most recent club member is a total pervert. So I hope you're happy. I didn't... Somehow it's impossible for me to explain this whole bizarre situation to Monica. I didn't do anything, I swear. I know, don't worry. Monica says that quietly to me. Looks like I'm off the hook. Oh no. I look down. Natsuki is kneeling on the floor, holding one of the books that are scattered all over. There's a large diagonal crease across the page that she's desperately trying to smooth out. It must have landed on the page. Natsuki... Fucking... Natsuki tries a bit more to fix the crease, but she can't get it out. Suddenly she gives up and slams the book shut, then throws it on the floor. Instead of continuing to yell, she just lowers her head. Sob. Natsuki, are you... No. Natsuki's voice squeaks. I see tears on her face. I'll help get the crease out, okay? It's partially my fault, so... Natsuki shakes her head, still looking down. No, I don't even care that much. I just... having a really bad day today. Natsuki sobs again. I didn't mean to take it out on you. I really didn't mean to. It's fine. Is there anything you want to talk about? Natsuki shakes her head. Just... every day is so hard. You just want to come to the club and... Natsuki falls silent again. I can't press her. So if I can only do what I know how to do. Alright, well, I'll help clean this up. I'll move the rest of your manga for you. Pick up volume 2 of Parfait Girls. We'll set this one aside. This will help cheer you up a bit, right? We can get started on it once I'm done here. Natsuki looks up with her glossy eyes. Her lips quiver. You're really nice to me. Eh? It sounds really strange coming from Natsuki. Didn't expect that at all. Well, I'm just treating you like a friend, you know? Natsuki lowers her head and sniffles like another sob. I'm not sure what happened to her today, but being nice is the least I could do. Next couple minutes are silent between us as I begin to gather in the scattered books. Make sure to slip them into the box in the correct order. After a little bit, Natsuki starts helping. It isn't long before we're done. I hoist the box onto the shelf where Natsuki wanted it to put it. Then I get the stool and quickly finish moving the rest of her books from the top shelf. Alright, that should do it. I hop off the stool. Natsuki averts her gaze. Thanks. It's nothing. Natsuki is holding the volume I set aside in her hands. Alright, I'm ready. Good. Even if you weren't, I'd make you anyways. You're taking responsibility for what you said. The thing about cheering me up. If you insist. I have to pee. I'll be back again. Okay, I think we're good. We stood in the same spot as last time, and I opened the second volume. Natsuki's mood quickly improves, laughing and pointing things out to me. She's surprisingly sharp, making notes of a lot of subtle, repeated jokes and background elements. In the end, pretty impressed by how everything ties together in this manga. I guess Natsuki has good taste after all. After some time, Monica gets our attention as usual. It's time to share the poems again. I guess I'll be holding on to this for now. Yep. Even you sound more enthusiastic this time. Well, I'm starting to get into it, you know. Hee hee hee. Told you. Yeah. I returned to my seat and slipped the book into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Go in opposite order? Sure. Oh my goodness, this is so good, Josh, eh? Love it, especially after yesterday's poem. You're too honest sometimes, Sayori. No, but really. I want to put this on my wall. Can I? Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like, either. Hee 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 ha ha ha, jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it? Just because I wrote it? Eh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people, you know. So when I read your poems, it's not just a poem. It's Josh's poem. That makes it feel extra special. I feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. Hey? Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. That's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how that works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of the whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Why don't you at least try to give it some thought? Ah, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. You're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Eh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep that in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. Guess I like happy poems. Who would have fucking guessed? Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a bit of both. There's a word for that. What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like when things are happy and when things are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can give the rain cloud a little hug. Make everything a nice happy rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. All those words were in the fucking... Hey, is it? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Josh. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now. Puddles. Pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger, plucking one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in the bottle to keep it safe. I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles. All in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scrapping and scrapping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done, I opened up, and in comes my friends. In they come, in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them away from the shelf, one after one, holding them out to each friend. Each and every bottle, but every time I let one go, shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts in the shards all over the floor. They're supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting and pleading something. But all I hear is echo, echo, echo inside my head. I'm assuming that's about the fight yesterday. Holy crap. Sorry, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this to come in from you. Monica told me to write a lot. I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that it's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard. The point is, it came out really good and you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. Gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you're keeping it up. I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it, no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it really hard for me to be pessimistic. Technically, your eyes were closed. Okay, Monica? Yeah. Hi again, Josh. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. Never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. Give my poem to Monica. Alright. It's pretty good. You've been spending more time with Natsuki, haven't you? You must like her writing style. Well, yeah. I think it's a neat way to tell a story. I don't disagree. Natsuki's poems are maybe cute, but they're also meaningful. I can see why you'd be into that style. I guess that means you're not as much of a fan of Yuri's poems then. I wouldn't say that. I kind of like everyone's poems. That's true. I'm sure he likes some more than others, right? Like Yuri's use of complex words and symbolism, or Sayori's way of expressing her happiness or sadness in a more direct way. You must have some kind of preference, don't you? That's not that it's a contest or anything. I was just curious, that's all. But anyways, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue. An endless cacophony, whatever, of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, granting waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard or on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust, an endless poem of meaningless. Load me. That sounds really fucking dark. It's even more abstract than your last one. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. Kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I write the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking a poem what it's about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as physical expression of a feeling, or convenience, or conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult situation. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this a tip about writing? What am I even talking? Is that... Should I just... Now I'm gonna save. Okay, haha. That's my advice for today. Don't do that, because that sounds bad. Is someone gonna die or something? Or it's just telling you because you can have different opinions. Whatever. Thanks for listening. Yuri. It's my turn. Let's see how it compares to yesterday's. I see. It's a bit different. I respect you for trying different things, Josh. Were you inspired by Natsuki's poem? I guess so. I don't know. I just picked words. I don't know what it said. Or Sayori's, perhaps? Well, I guess you could say that. I thought so. I'm happy for you. You don't need to find inspiration. You don't need to find inspiration in my poems. I write them for myself, not for anyone else. So I don't really need for people to like them or anything. Fucking hell. She's just being depressed and shit. I want attention. That's what it feels like. Hey, I'm sorry for being a bit blunt, but you're overthinking this a little. Just because our styles are different doesn't mean I dislike your poems. In fact, if I tried to do something in your style, I'd probably just do a terrible job. I see. I'm sorry. My stupid mind is like that. It likes to do that sometimes. Anyway, you don't need to be afraid of to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain. Like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down things you see and hear. That's one way to really enable your readers into your mind. I don't like this girl. Because she feels like she's asking for fucking just compliments or wanting to be... Yeah, compliments, basically. It's a very intimate experience. I see. It's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have an example of that if you'd like to read. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that the raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was a symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me The raccoon shows me excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread. I feed myself again. Don't read into it all. It's just about a raccoon. There's a little more daring on this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. No, it wasn't. She just really likes feeding a raccoon. I don't know if it's my fault, but I begin to imagine the poem. But I can't begin to imagine what the poem's about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express my vivid imaginary and conveying emotions through them. Yeah. If I take it at face value, I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. It's about a raccoon. We all know that. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual habits. It's one of those sort of things I'd usually force to keep to myself. Oh. Excuse me. So, I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing. People would make fun of me. You don't have anything like that? Don't you have anything like that? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone's a little embarrassed, has something embarrassing like that. Best we can do is respect each other and our individuals, even if it's difficult sometimes, or something is making us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I probably would hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad you're a good listener. I have no idea what that poem was supposed to be about, apart from it's about a raccoon, and she feeds a raccoon. Okay. Natsuki reads my poem. She keeps glancing at me, then back to the poem. By now, she must have read it more than once. Is it that bad? No, it's not. It's good. It's really good, okay? There, I said it. This wasn't supposed to happen at all. Why can't you just be bad at this? My poems are supposed to impress you, not the other way around. You're trying to impress me? Obviously. You think I'd let you enjoy Yuri's writing more than mine? Give me a break. Well, in that case, what's the problem with me trying to impress you? I'll tell you, Natsuki's face freezes, like she just realized something. You're trying to impress me? Natsuki vigorously scans her eyes over my poem one more time. Then the poem slips out of her hand and flutters to the floor. I have to use the bathroom. Red-faced Natsuki quickly walks out of the room. Hey Josh, did you do something to Natsuki? Just saw her rush out like that. You didn't do anything terrible, did you? No. I just told her that my voice got caught in my throat. There's no way I could tell Monika I was trying to impress Natsuki. Monika sees the poem lying on the floor and picks it up. She skims over it a second time, smiling, not fading her smile not fading from her face. I see. At first I thought you liked her writing style, but you wrote this for Natsuki, didn't you? Did I? I mean, not really. In fact, didn't she like your poem the other day too? I'm surprised you know her taste so well already. Are you sure you're not cheating, Josh? Cheating? What do you mean by that? Never mind, I'm just kidding. Hee hee hee. I don't understand Monika's jokes at all. Anyway, how do you think Natsuki feels about you? Oh, you don't need to answer that. It was just something for you to think about. Hey. Natsuki comes up and snatches the poem out of Monika's hands. Neither of us notice her re-entering the classroom. Did you read this, Monika? Of course I liked it. You should really stop reading things that aren't for you. You know, you have a bad habit of doing that. Hey? But Josh wrote this poem, and we're supposed to share it with everyone, right? Natsuki freezes. She apparently forgot my poem is technically for everyone to read. Okay, well, I think Josh is done sharing this poem with everyone. It's not like anyone would want to read this anyways. In fact, I'm just going to hold on to this. If you insist. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Like what? Never mind. Well, I guess Natsuki has my poem now. Not that I really planned on keeping it. Anyway, read my poem. And no, I won't let you keep it. This is my only copy. Amy likes spiders. Who the fuck's Amy? What? Okay, well, you know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words, but she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy held me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it hurts anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. I'm gonna tell everyone. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that this was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in the poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. It helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree with the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course. It's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure, something that you're afraid people find out about it. They'd make fun of you or think it less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares about something like that? As long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Huh, that's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it. She said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird. I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Natsuki has trouble finding her words. I guess I should try to not be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff, I mean, I always hate people that make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. You know, I'm glad that you appreciate this kind of writing. I mean, I know I was talking about that yesterday, but I've been enjoying sharing my writing with you, Josh. Or writing with you, so just put my name. So consider yourself lucky, okay? Ah ha 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 ha. Well, thanks for being honest. What's that supposed to mean? I'm always honest. Jeez. Just look forward to tomorrow too, okay? Alright, I will. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit down in front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sorta. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we're putting together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Zori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all. That doesn't tell us what we're actually going to do during the festival. Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? But, Monica, yeah, we're going to have a poetry performance. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let everyone else come up and recite poems too. Zori's putting it in on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Hehehe. Sayori's been coloring a poster holds in front of us. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting these posters up, did you? Oh, well, I did. Do you really think that's a bad idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm going to start performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I would never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, no, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remembering that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start an event and each put up a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, the event horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others to inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of a room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me to choose. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. Least we can do is help them out a bit. Well, maybe, but looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. Guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri checking glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. Ah, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. The club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh, gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way. Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poems in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh, no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a bit more comfortable. I can go next. Ah, of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook. Specific poem. She has a mind for herself. She then stands on the poem. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly, a hymn. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotions behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recite. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a deep breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Ah, thank you so much. I was just hoping to set a good example. You ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. What? Yuri is fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quietly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. What are you doing, Toggle? Hey, I've seen Crimson a bunch of times. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happened to Yuri after getting absorbed in her books. Her quivering words trims. Grayson! You get down, Taco. Her quivering words transform into sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure, and she entices us with her perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her, as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterwards. We give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud her, but we were caught off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri's down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops off her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. Hee hee. Sayori, it's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting it to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself in front of a mirror. Taco, get away from the TV. In front of the mirror, or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice has made a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheerily like Sayori is. It's sincere and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew, though. Oh, I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, we applaud. I did it. Good job, Sayori. Hehe, even Josh liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that mean? Came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work at all. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of other people. Hehe. Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Who's next now? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Josh. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyways. Might as well at least let Josh lower everyone's standards a little before I have to fucking pitch. Natsuki, it's fine. Might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyways. Sorry, I'm not really good at as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities, more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something it'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going in. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called, Why Are You All Looking at Me? Besides, because you're presenting. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. She's still a little unenthused. Her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style. It works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, and it gives life to the poem. Natsuki finishes. Everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do it again. Ah, well, you do at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of others. I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want to for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so, well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about at the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. Might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. Doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. Makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. The festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow. Then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Hee hee hee. Jeez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Josh, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. I'm gonna call it once we get to the poem part. It's been over basically 2 hours of reading. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Sayori. I'm sorry, I was spaced out. Ah, no wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... Sorry, Sayori fumbles her words. So let's just say that one day Natsuki asked to walk home with you. What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Hee hee hee. Well, it would be nice to go with her. Seems like the one I'm going for. Walk home with Natsuki, huh? Why does the thought make my heart pound? I mean, I think I would be afraid of what she'd do to me if I turned her down. Isn't she so cute and fun to be around? It has nothing to do with what I just said. Ah, you admitted it. Jeez. Not even a point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Sayori. Can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. Conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me in such a weird question. I can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Is that calling it then? That's calling it. Okay. Save there. Oh, fuck, that was a lot of writing. What is history? Okay. Okay, goodbye.